Welcome to the exciting journey to freedom and happiness. Today, we'll explore how to get rid of the things that sometimes seem so difficult, yet important to our well-being. We will explore aspects of life that are worth removing immediately to find true freedom and joy. We invite you to join us on this exciting adventure. Share your thoughts on each topic we cover, and stay until the end of the video. Over the next few minutes, you will dive into deep thinking and better understand yourself. The information we present will surely change your life. Ready to begin this exciting journey to a better version of yourself? Let's hit the road. The first one. You don't have to explain yourself to those who hurt you. You don't need to waste emotion and time discussing with those who bring pain into your life. Instead of getting into confrontations or making excuses for such people, it is better to focus on your own development and well-being. If someone has made an unpleasant decision, even if you considered them a close friend, it is worth accepting it as part of life and moving forward. It is important to remain calm and judicious in order to bypass such situations. This person may feel the need for your support in the future, but remember that you always have the right to say no if it is best for your well-being. You can explain your decisions if necessary, but remember that you are under no obligation to help those who disrespect you or violate your trust. It is best to simply remove such people from your life and allow time to show the true consequences of their actions. Focus on self-development and self-care, and the future will show that this was the best decision for everyone. When we give ourselves permission to move forward without justifying our actions to others, we show deep respect for ourselves and our boundaries. Remember that each of us deserves respect and understanding, and it's not worth wasting time dealing with those who bring harm. By making the decision to remove those who bring pain, we open the door to better emotional well-being and personal growth, stepping towards a more fulfilling and authentic life. Second, unnecessary goals. Sometimes there are moments in life when we realize the importance of making choices, acting a certain way, or staying true to our path. In these moments, it may become necessary to give up certain goals in order to choose the path that best suits our essence. This is a natural developmental process, as we don't always achieve everything we plan. And sometimes we have to give up some things in favor of others. However, it is important to remember that not all the goals we set for ourselves are really necessary on our path to happiness and success. Therefore, it is important to learn how to discreetly get rid of these unnecessary goals without divulging our steps to the world. By staying discreet, we don't leave clues and unnecessary information behind, which helps us keep our main strategy a secret. Be smarter about this process by quietly tucking away less important goals and gradually changing our lives to align with our true values and aspirations. When the cards are laid on the table, always act prudently, protecting your plans and allowing your decisions to be guided by authenticity. Seek the path that is most aligned with your essence and true desires. Ultimately, this will help you achieve a deeper satisfaction with your life and become a more authentic version of yourself. Third, divulging details of romantic or friendship relationships. Maintaining confidentiality in romantic or friendship relationships plays a huge role in our lives. We must be careful and thoughtful about the information we share with others, especially regarding intimate moments or reasons for the breakup of a relationship. Remember that intimate details belong only to you and your partner or friends and should not be shared with outsiders. By opening up our private lives to the public, we risk exposing ourselves to unnecessary rumors and backbiting, which will only complicate the situation and can hurt everyone involved. If you have a desire to speak out or share intimate details, perhaps this indicates that your soul has not yet healed the wounds of past relationships. In this case, it is better to turn to yourself, to conduct an internal dialogue and analyze your feelings and emotions without disclosing them to others. When facing problems in a relationship, it is important to look for a solution within ourselves and with our partner, rather than telling the world. Maintaining confidentiality will help us preserve the dignity of all parties, avoid unnecessary conflict, and show concern for our emotional well-being. In this way, we demonstrate wisdom and care for ourselves and our relationships by maintaining respect and trust in our relationships. Kaisas. Fourth, do not raise your voice. In times of tension, it is especially important to remain calm and control your emotions in the presence of others. Instead of raising your voice or expressing excessive frustration or anger, try to redirect the energy of these feelings into actions that will bring positive results. Use your emotions as a driving force to achieve your life goals and strengthen your body. Reflect on your emotions and redirect the stored energy into things that will help you strengthen yourself and overcome stress. However, it is important to proceed with caution and discretion to avoid losing control of ourselves, which can expose our vulnerabilities. Seek to diffuse stress by discreetly solving problems and fulfilling your responsibilities, using your mind as an avenue to success. Instead of broadcasting your difficulties, appreciate what you already have in your life and develop a sense of gratitude. Find ways to calmly release emotional stress by seeking inner balance and adopting healthier approaches to problem solving. In this way, we can overcome tension and gain inner confidence, which will help us to deal effectively with any challenges we face. Fifth, avoid sharing your judgments about someone or something with others, especially if they are negative. It is important to realize that even forming such opinions in our minds can have negative consequences. Think about the image you create when you speak ill of other people. Instead of ruining the atmosphere and spreading negativity, try to have an interesting and enriching dialogue. You should not make public statements about who you like or dislike. Try to be diplomatic in your statements. If you don't like someone, you can simply distance yourself from them or try to maintain a tolerant coexistence. It is also important to remember to be reasonable when communicating and dealing with possible problems. If you have difficulties with any person, try to start a dialogue and find a common language. However, it is worth putting aside negative judgments and prejudices about other people. Behave diplomatically and respectfully, showing a willingness to adapt and interact despite differences in opinions and views. Being respectful and empathetic will help create a harmonious environment and strengthen your relationships with others. Remember that everyone deserves respect and understanding, and try to approach interactions with curiosity and tolerance. Sixth, avoid constantly comparing yourself to others. Each person has their own unique path, their own achievements and successes, which should be valued without being bound to other people's yardsticks. The harmful habit of comparing our lives to others can negatively affect our emotional state and hinder our personal growth. When we constantly compare ourselves to others, we run the risk of falling into the trap of unfavorable comparison, focusing on what we feel is lacking or insufficient. Instead of recognizing and appreciating our own strengths and accomplishments, we get lost in other people's standards and expectations. However, by refusing to constantly compare ourselves, we can begin to cultivate an appreciation for our own journey and progress. Remember that each person has their own unique circumstances and life paths, and comparing yourself to others is unfair and ineffective. Instead of comparing yourself to others, it is more productive to focus on your own learning, growth, and personal development. Use your comparisons to others as a source of inspiration rather than a basis for self-criticism. Find your own uniqueness and value it as you move forward on your own path toward achieving your goals and desires. IEO 1:7. Conscious use of social media. Imagine for a moment that your life is a book filled with fascinating stories, insights, and adventures. Now imagine that social media is a huge library with a million other stories popping up every second. Sounds exciting, doesn't it? However, within this great diversity lies a danger: constant comparison. When we turn the pages of these digital stories, we often incorrectly compare our most difficult moments to the highlights we see in others. This unrealistic approach can trap us in a cycle of dissatisfaction and envy. That's why it's important to recognize how to make your social media use conscious and effective. Imagine you come to that digital library with a clear purpose to find exactly what you need: connection, inspiration, information. Then return to your own life book, your life. But how do you put this into practice? Start by setting a specific time a day to check social media. This will help you not get lost in them at any given time. For example, you might check social media only during breakfast or at the end of the day. This structure will help you keep social media from dominating your time and thoughts. Another effective strategy is to ask yourself the question of intention behind every online interaction. Ask yourself, am I looking for something constructive, or am I just wasting my time? Such reflection will help distinguish between productive use and aimless passive consumption. It's also important to be mindful of how social media affects your mood and self-esteem. If you feel depressed after using it, it may be time to take a break. Use this time to enjoy activities that bring you joy and fulfillment in real life. By practicing these techniques, you will be able to maintain your mental health and rediscover the beauty of your own story. Remember that everyone has a unique journey, and your story, with all its ups and downs, is also valuable and unique. 8th, seeking external approval. We live in a world where it often seems that our importance depends on the opinions of others. Imagine yourself on stage under the spotlight, surrounded by a crowd of expectant faces, each with a different opinion on how you should act, speak, and be. It can be pressurizing, can't it? Now imagine yourself in a peaceful and calm space where the only opinion that matters is your own. This metaphor illustrates how important it is to recognize and value your inner voice rather than external noise. When we base our actions and decisions on seeking approval, we distance ourselves from our true selves and desires. It's like constantly putting on an outfit that doesn't fit just to please others. Think back to those moments when you felt most fulfilled and content. Chances are they were moments when you followed your values and beliefs, regardless of the expectations of others. This is the essence of authentic living. So how can we apply this to our daily lives? It all starts with small steps. For example, the next time you make a decision, ask yourself, am I doing this because I really want to, or because others expect me to? Learn to trust your intuition and recognize your own wants and needs. Strengthen your self-esteem, value your qualities, celebrate your accomplishments, and learn from your mistakes. Develop relationships that support and encourage you to be yourself. Surround yourself with people who respect your individuality and encourage you to express your true self, freeing yourself from the need for approval from others. In this way, we open the door to a more authentic and fruitful path. It is a path that allows us to be the real heroes of our lives, writing our own stories with the ink of authenticity and courage. So, ninth, the way we deal with the breakup of a relationship, whether it be friendship or love. Relationships are like mirrors, reflecting different facets of our lives, shaping us through experiences. But there is a fine line between intimacy and privacy that requires caution and respect. Think of relationships as a secret garden where you share your emotions, dreams, and special moments. This garden is sacred and its space deserves respect and care. When a relationship crumbles, whether it's a friendship or a romance, it's natural to feel hurt and confusion and want to make sense of what happened. However, it's important to remember that the details of that garden belong to you and your partner alone. By choosing to remain private and not divulge intimate details or reasons for the breakup, you are protecting your privacy and preserving the dignity of both parties. Sharing this information with others can lead to misunderstanding, judgment, and backbiting, which is not conducive to healing. On the contrary, it can prolong the pain and create a cycle of negativity. So how can we deal with the end of a relationship in a healthy way? First, it's important to give yourself time and space to heal. Give yourself permission to experience emotions, but do so actively. If necessary, seek the help of a mental health professional who can give you objective advice and support. Second, cultivate the habit of self-reflection. Instead of looking for external validation or reassurance, look to yourself. Ask yourself, what did you learn from this relationship and how can you use these lessons for your own personal development? Finally, remember that maintaining confidentiality is a sign of maturity and respect for both the other person and yourself. Remember that every relationship, be all, even when it is over, carries valuable lessons and helps you grow as a person. About 10th, letting go of unrealistic expectations. This exploration of our expectations and their impact on our perception of reality is like an inner journey where we delve into our inner world and consider how our perceptions can shape or distort our understanding of the world around us. Let's start with the metaphor of the ocean, where our lives are a boat ride and our expectations are like sails guiding us towards our dreams. However, when those sails are too big and our expectations are unrealistic, sometimes they can throw us off course and tossing us into the rough waters of disappointment. Unrealistic expectations are like cards that promise non-existent treasures, causing us to strive for ideals of perfection in ourselves, others, and situations. However, we must ask ourselves if these ideals are truly ours or if they are imposed by outside influences. To begin to free ourselves from these expectations, we must first recognize them through honest self-examination. The next step is to practice accepting yourself and your position on the path to achieving your goals. This does not mean giving up on dreams, but rather understanding and appreciating the process of goal attainment with all its challenges and imperfections. It's important to set realistic and achievable goals that are in line with who you are and to appreciate the small victories along the way. Finally, remember that the journey itself is as important as the goal. By letting go of unrealistic expectations, we allow life to unfold more organically and joyfully, opening up space for surprises and joys we could not have anticipated. Day 11th. Participating in backbiting and spreading negativity. Now we turn to a topic that is often overlooked in everyday conversations, but has a significant impact on our well-being and relationships. Let's look at how avoiding certain behaviors can improve our state of mind and the quality of our interpersonal connections. Imagine that every word spoken is like a seed we plant in the garden of our lives and the lives of those around us. When we choose words of support, approval, and positivity, we are planting seeds of kindness and understanding. But when we engage in backbiting or negative talk, we sow the weeds of mistrust, misunderstanding, and conflict. Backbiting may seem harmless or even a form of social bonding, but it is actually a road that leads to disrespecting and devaluing others as well as ourselves. Moreover, focusing on negativity can close our eyes to the good and positive around us. So how can we change this path and choose a more positive direction? First, it's important to be aware of the conversations we are engaging in. If the conversation starts to descend into unnecessary criticism, it's worth gently changing the topic or emphasizing something positive about the person or situation being discussed. It is also important to show empathy. Before expressing something about someone, ask yourself, would I like it to be said about me? This simple question can be a powerful guide to maintaining respectful and constructive communication. Another important step is to create a positive atmosphere around you by surrounding yourself with people who also value positivity and authenticity in communication. Together, you can create a culture of mutual respect and support. Finally, remember that change starts with you. By choosing not to participate in backbiting and negativity, you not only protect your integrity, but you set an example for others. By applying these principles to our lives, we can cultivate a more positive mindset that contributes to our personal growth and better interpersonal relationships. Conclusion. Thank you for your attention to this video, and we hope you found it useful. We are confident that the knowledge you have gained will help you take important steps towards freedom and happiness. Remember that you have the power and ability to change your life for the better. Let this video be a source of inspiration and motivation for you to move forward. If you found it interesting and helpful, subscribe to our channel and leave a comment. We appreciate your feedback and are ready to share even more useful materials. We wish you strength of mind, good health, and clear thinking. See you soon.